Hi there, USBGF friends. This is Phil Simborg with a position that came up in the tournament this past weekend in LA. Very excellent tournament run by Pat Gibson and several very good assistants, including me. I really enjoyed it. Red to play a 2-2 here. How are you going to play 2-2? Give it some thought. By the way, the score is 10-10 and a match to 11. It's double match point. All you care about is winning the game. Gammons don't matter a bit. Well, I see three plays. You're certainly not going to leave a shot intentionally, so you could play two checkers from the 6 point to the 2 point and make the point. That's one play. You can play two checkers from the 6 to the 4 and then move one from the 5 to the 1. That's a very logical play. Or the third option that doesn't leave a shot is to move three checkers from the 5 to the 3 and the last checker from the 3 to the 1. Okay, the play that was made over the board was two checkers from the 6 to the 4 and one from the 5 to the ace, bringing them closer and bringing them a little further along, and it's not the best play. The best play by far is to make the 2 point and hit them. Why? First of all, let's look at the numbers. It's about 12% better, and we put it into plus. The play of moving the 3 is just out of the question. It's much worse. Moving the 3 to here, you're just leaving way too huge a gap, and if you count the shots, there's just way too many shots. But we have a real good tool in Extreme Gammon that allows you to see what the play would look like by clicking on Final. If you make this play, the first thing that you can see is that if your opponent rolls a 6-1, a 6-2, a 6-5, or a 6-6, he's gone. He has to come in behind you and leave. So there's a total of 2, 4, 6, 7 numbers out of 36 that no matter what happens next time, you don't leave a shot. So he's out of your hair. That's one advantage to this play. Let's pretend he does come in on the 3 or the 4 point. With this play, if you count them, you have 12 immediate shot-leaving numbers. Anything with a 1 or a 2 and all the doubles that you can roll will not leave a shot. So there are only 12 numbers that leave shots. As ugly as this looks, it isn't that many shots. So even if he does come in here, there's only 12 shot-leaving numbers. Now let's take a look at what the other play looks like. If you make this play, first of all, he can stay with all those 6s except for double 6. He can stay because he can play a 6 from here. So there's no chance. You don't have those 7 numbers where he's going to be out of your hair. And how many shot-leaving numbers are there here? There's 16 of them. If you add them up, there are all the 6s with a 2 or a 3, the 5s with a 2 or a 3, the 4s with a 2 or 3. Just add up all the numbers. You have leaving 16 shots instead of 12. I have to admit, by the way, or give credit to Stick for helping with the analysis on this. He looked at this position and offered his thoughts as well as mine. And so this is how you analyze these positions. And I'll tell you, until I actually moved the checkers and counted shots, there's no chance in your mind for most of us to even come up with those numbers and these statistics. You have to look at them. There are no strict rules of thumb for bearing off. There's a bunch of rules of thumb for bearing off, but it really don't. They're very hard to apply to these kinds of positions. The next rule of thumb here is leave the fewest shots and win the most games. So how do you get to that? You do it just the way we looked at it now. You actually count how many times your potential is for leaving a shot with each of the options that you're considering, and that gives you the best play. So hope this gave you some insight in how to play your checkers in a bear off. And by the way, how would you feel if you were playing in an 11-point match. You're in the finals of a tournament. You traveled all the way across the country to get there, and you're at double match point, and by making just this seemingly little error here, it doesn't seem to be that big a difference, you're giving him 6% more wins than you would be by making the right play. You're making a .12 error and throwing the game away, throwing the whole match away, throwing the whole weekend away. This is worth study. If you really want to be good at backgammon, you got to study these positions. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.